Up until the release of Frozen, many Disney-goers kept themselves in a Disney bubble, believing that Disney will never make them like they used to. That Disney, the old Disney, will always be the best and never again after. But when I was a kid, when Pixar was still preparing, we had The Lion King. I liked The Lion King as a kid. When I watch it again today as an adult, it brings back memories, brings back nostalgia. I can say I like the movie now. Overrated, but fun movie anyway. Drama well done. Most of the humor seems out of place, not really that funny, downgrades the movie. That's also how I feel with a few other Disney movies. It's like there are Disney masterpieces, and then there are some Disney movies that are not as strong. They all have their good moments, their weak moments, and then they're redeemed by their thoughtful endings. Others consider them Disney classics, so to each their own. On the one hand, there are still lots of old Disney goers who insist that this was always Disney at their prime and they will never reach that peak again. Then, in 2013, Frozen came out. And Frozen, thankfully and finally, broke everybody out of that Disney bubble. Almost everybody. Finally, people started saying that Disney was at its best again with Frozen, and that Frozen is their best film in decades. As for me, I love Frozen. I love the human depth in this musical fantasy. It took 2 viewings for it to click with me. But with more viewings since then, I understand why kids love it, why parents love it, and why it's still making a lasting impact now. It really is one of Disney's best films, and one of the best animated films out there. I love seeing Frozen everywhere I go, at the store, at the theaters, at the mall. Little girls with their Anna dolls and their Elsa dolls, Frozen t-shirts, Frozen party themes. The movie deserves it. How do I know it deserves it? 1, the sisterhood theme. How do I know? Because I have sisters. It's always special to me when I see sisterhood, such as the sisterhood between my 2 sisters, perfectly reflected on screen. In The Simpsons, Zombieland, Frozen, Frozen, Frozen. But is that it? That's all that matters? Frozen is about little sisters who are princesses being beautiful? That's it? Absolutely not. We also have a lonely boy lives for the cold, freed by one sister. And then we have a young, noble prince out of town who is handsome and seductive. Seems too good to be true, doesn't he? With all that in mind, again, I understand the Frozen fame. It's been 2 years since then, and unlike many others, I'm not tired of the Frozen fame. I hope the Frozen fame doesn't go away anytime soon. However, with that in mind, my hope is that the many old Disney goers who were freed by Frozen will go back and revisit these 3 movies. All 3 of these predate Frozen only by a few years. They all serve as examples of times when people said Disney isn't at their prime anymore. Why do I bring them up? Because I think all 3 of them are better than Frozen. Are you ready? Are you ready?